to the channel. Welcome if you're new. In this house, we stand Taylor Swift and fall and pumpkin spice lattes. September is just around the corner. In fact, when you're watching this, it's going to be September 1st. And I'm just so excited because September has always been my favorite month for some reason, which is strange because it's not just about, the weather and the season. Because growing up, I grew up in Brazil. September was springtime and I was still in school because school goes from February to December, more or less. So there's really no explanation. I like the sound of word September. And now I've been living in Europe for 10 years. So yeah, I do love the change of seasons. This is my favorite season of the year. It's my most productive time of the year. That's why this is a work edition fall reset. I get really creative during this time as well. And I think one reason why I'm particularly excited for fall this year is because my summer was not the best. I had a really rough year so far. I had a lot happening behind the scenes, not just professionally, but personally as well. So it has not been the easiest of years. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm particularly excited for the rest of the year. I feel like right now my life is finally calming down. My mind is quieting down a little bit and I get to focus on the things I've been wanting to do, because that's another thing. I mean, like, this is not a therapy session, but basically I have the intention and desire to do things. I have been feeling really creative for the past couple of months, but there are things that have stopped me from acting on it. So anyway, I don't want to get into the whole thing. Now I feel like I can dedicate time to the things that I really want to do. And so yeah, the last 4 months of this year will be really exciting for me. And with that, with all the obstacles I had this year, all the hard times I went through, I have been feeling the need to romanticize my life. I'm not really one for monthly resets. This is not something I do every month. So that's another reason why this is a fall reset. I wanted to call it just a monthly reset, but it's not. It's kind of for the rest of the year. Yesterday, I took the time to do everything that I'm going to mention in this video, things that I feel help me focus and get that feeling that I'm starting over. But even this whole romanticizing my life thing is really something I want to incorporate in my daily life, because the smallest things make all the difference, and I have noticed that it's what works for me. And I'm trying to document my life as well, like just taking short videos every day of something that I'm doing. And I've been posting a little bit more personal content on my Instagram. I feel like that brings a nice balance between the design content that I usually post and people getting to see the real me, what I'm up to, and feeling less alone, I guess, because this is something that I have. You can skip, there are chapters here and you can skip if you just want to see my list, but I feel like this is something that I really want to say in this video. I think it fits the context. Sometimes it's really hard to relate to other creators, when they are in a different stage of life or business than you. For me, I have a very comfortable life, but I'm not making 6 figures a year. I'm not a full-time content creator. My office is not super aesthetic. It is beautiful, but it is not the Pinterest type of office that you see all the time. So I'm trying to romanticize what I have and the things I do, and not the things that I want to do or the person that I will become one day, because I feel like this is the path that's gonna take me to be, that's gonna make me become the person I want to be one day. Anyways, long ass intro. I'm so sorry about that. Let's get to this list of the things I did yesterday that helped me reset and get ready for September and for the rest of the year. Number 1, obviously, this had to be first on the list: organizing and decluttering my digital space and my physical space. So I started by cleaning my office, organizing everything. I threw away a bunch of old papers, like stuff that I'm never gonna need, that I haven't checked in years. And not that I don't clean normally, but this was like deep cleaning. I really removed everything from the shelves. I cleaned around. If you've seen some of my old videos, you will notice that I also moved the furniture around a little bit, but that's been a couple of weeks now. So cleaning my space was definitely what I had to do to know what the next step was going to be. And when we talk about digital decluttering, I deleted apps from my phone, cleaned up my inboxes, organized my folders and files, my Notion pages. My Notion is always a mess. It doesn't matter how many times I organize it. It's just a place where I dump everything, and then every now and then I have to go there and organize it and make it pretty. I'm not somebody who's crazy about Notion aesthetics, because I feel like I get too caught up in that. So my Notion pages are pretty basic and they work for me, but I have lots of pages. So digital decluttering is also something that I feel makes a difference, especially for us designers. Anyways, take the time to clean your files and folders and inboxes. And then something I've been doing for a couple of months now. Impressively, I've been journaling every single day for a couple of months, but this one was a little bit different. It was a little bit more intentional and very specifically focused on work and the month of August, what happened, what went well, what didn't go as I expected, how I feel about it, how I handled things. And that was like a couple of pages, and then another page just about September, what I'm expecting from this month, what I hope to accomplish, and things like that. Even before I started journaling, I knew there were two things that I wanted to give my all to this month, and that's one, my health, both physical and mental. I feel like we cannot talk about one without talking about the other, and that's a realization I came to recently, because I was always saying, oh, I take care of my mental health, like I journal and I go to therapy and I go for walks every now and then. I have work-life balance, but then for the past month, I ate terribly. I stayed on my phone way too much. So those are the things that I want to balance a little bit more. I want to eat healthier, reach 10K steps a day, or at least, at the end of the month, average those 10K steps, because I barely leave the house. Even when it was summer, I was barely leaving the house. So now it's time for me to really wake up and do those things. And then my second area of focus, of course, is working on my business. I hired a coach. So she's going to be working with me for the next 3 months, because we already did a month. She's a marketing expert, and I think she'll really help me level up my content. My content creation is my priority when it comes to business more than anything else. I am enjoying content creation so much this year. I didn't book any clients for this month because I really wanted September to be this month when I give my all to my content creation, and I think it's a really great month to do that, because this is gonna sound like so not what I want to say, but I don't know another way to explain this. It's just the aesthetics of this this period of the year. Like September, October, I feel like, the coziness and the pumpkin spice lattes, and I don't know, it's chilly but it's sunny. So I feel like it's a great time to romanticize my life and to create content out of that. And before I started journaling, of course, I reviewed my goals, because I set some goals for myself earlier this year, like in January, February, and I do review them from time to time, but this one was more like, what are the actionable steps that I'm going to have to take if I really want to reach them before the end of the year? And that's how I knew what to prioritize. So I set 3 work goals and 3 personal goals. And the personal goals, they are more like trackable habits. I'm using this very simple website called Daily Habits to track my habits. And I have 4. The first one is really easy because I'm not a drinker. I don't usually drink, but it's there for a reason. The times when I do drink, when I go out with friends, when we go to a restaurant, I don't drink that much, but it still has an impact on me. So I don't want to feel like that anymore. Drinking in your late 20s, then 2 liters of water. I used to drink water a lot more earlier this year, and now I kind of lost the habit. I even bought a 2-liter bottle to have with me at all times, so there's no excuses. 10K steps, like I said, I want to average 10K by the end of the month. And no junk food, because like I said, my eating habits haven't really been the best. I have been to a nutritionist in the past, and I still have kind of the meal plan that she gave me, so I'm gonna try to follow that for this month. And then we have the third step, which is financial check-in. And I do check my finances every week, but this one was more thorough. Where I stand right now with my money, with my financial goals as well, coming up with those action plans to reach those goals, that kind of thing. I lost a pretty big recurring client this year, like a couple of months ago. They shut down and I wasn't prepared for it. I have my savings, emergency fund, and while I'm actively looking for clients, I'm also trying to focus a lot of my content creation, because I realized that this is something I want to do more and more of. So this financial check-in also helped me see the bigger picture and see how long I can do this full-time. I try to be a full-time content creator before I have to pivot and go back to working more hours with clients before I reach 0 in my bank account. I'm laughing so I don't cry. Another thing I did was make a list of purchases I want to make still this year, so I have an idea of how much money I need and how relevant they are. So I ranked them. For example, there's this one thing on my list that I wrote, next time that I sign a contract for this certain amount, I'm going to buy this thing. So this is a really nice thing, and it's something that I want to do maybe not every month, because now I think the things on my list are pretty much for the rest of the year, but maybe every quarter is something that I'm gonna try to do next year. Just make a list of all the things you want to buy. It doesn't matter if you think you can afford them or not, just have them on your list, rank them from 1 to 5 so you know what the priority is. And I feel like this is also something that can keep you motivated to work and hustle and do your thing. And then my final step, the fourth step, was my Google Calendar. I'm a huge fan of time blocking. I always have my Google Calendar tab open and I check it every hour to make sure that I'm staying on track with my tasks. But first I listed all my projects and tasks on paper, everything I want to accomplish for the next 30 days. And then I added all my appointments, events, like things I really have to go to, as well as my days off. I also added a weekly study time. I love taking online courses and being fully immersed in what I'm doing. So that's gonna be 3 hours a week, once a week. I don't really plan that much in advance. Like I didn't plan the next 30 days except for this recurring events, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes I have like a last minute call. Somebody can book a call with me on my website as well. But usually once a week is when I do it because more or less I know what my next 5 days will look like. So like Sunday or Monday is when I plan the rest of my week. I am really excited, really looking forward to this next season of the year and of my life. I'm really excited about the content I'm gonna be creating for the next month. I am also planning to do Vlogmas this year, videos every day till the 24th of December, and I'm already planning those as well because that's something I have to plan in advance because it demands a lot of time. I feel like things are finally falling into place. I'm really grateful that I have managed to stay optimistic through all the things that happened, and now I feel like this is very genuine. I've been listening to my body and to my intuition, and the decisions you take when you listen to those are usually the best decisions you could ever make. And when it comes to YouTube, you know, you're gonna find me here every week, every Friday. On the last Monday of the month, we have the AI tool series, but I promise I'm also going to find a better balance for the channel in terms of topics and types of video, types of content that I bring to the channel. So also if this is something that you're interested in, you know, like how to create a content calendar, how to strategize for social media, that kind of stuff. I'm not a marketing expert, but maybe I can make a video about how I'm planning for the rest of the year. Let me know in the comments. If you watched this whole video and you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. You're going to be helping a small content creator on her journey. And yeah, if you want to keep watching, there's a playlist here for you to watch, and I will see you again next week.